Technical difficulty. I don't know what just happened, but hey, how's it going, everybody? It's been a while since I've gone live. I think the last time I went live was Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So hey, how's it going, everybody? I missed you all. Thank you. I see other people already joining in the stream. And as I always say at the beginning of every video, welcome to my Safe Gayven. Thank you so much for joining me. If you couldn't tell from the title of this video, we are talking spoilers for Stranger Things Season 4, Volume 1. So hopefully you saw this epic first part of Season 4. I'm not even going to hold you. I'm already going to spoil it out right now. It's my favorite season of the show so far. So hopefully you've seen it already. Or if you don't care about spoilers, come join us in the chat because, you know, YouTube likes watch time. So give me the watch time, like, share, comment, interact on this video for the all gay rhythm. But as you guys already know, I do not like to do these lives alone. And we got some special guests here on the live. So we're going to start to bring them on one by one. This guy, you already know, you already love. He's been here really since the beginning, since I started going live on this app. He has like 1 million reach on the internet. This man is more famous than everybody on here. I keep trying to tell him to start using that. So let's bring him on. Ron from You Don't Read Comics.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yo, yo, yo.
It's been a minute though. Like it has been.
That's why I said Doctor Strange was the last time we went live.
Y'all see why he introduced me first? Because we ain't got Frankie.
Yeah, no.
We ain't got Frankie. She's out. She's busy right now.
We had to settle for you.
Oh,
going first.
Well, I'm on all the time. All right, but anyway.
Well, yeah, you here the whole time, but usually she goes first.
Yeah. If you don't know me, my name is Ron from You Don't Read Comics. I'm a comic book journalist with a very, very black voice. I review books on my site weekly. I post memes on Instagram and Facebook, and I read comics every Wednesday. So if you want to know more about comics or want reviews or just like looking at memes, check me out.
And this person both of them are TikTok mutuals of mine. But this person, I love her so much. I love her takes, hot take Cheetos she has on her TikTok page. She has a podcast out called The Way I Seen It. I was just a guest on it recently, and she always says she's not a fake bitch, and that's why I love her for it. And so we are going to bring on and have her introduce herself, the official, because she is the only one, the officially Divinity. Let's bring her on. Hey.
You got me over here dying. She always says she ain't a fake bitch. That's right, period. Hi, y'all. I'm officially Divinity. If you don't know me, I'm officially Divinity on TikTok. I have a series where I break down real breakthroughs that I get from my favorite TV shows and movies. It's called The Way I Seen It. And I guess the cat's out the bag. I will be starting a podcast soon called The Way I Seen It, the podcast. So yeah, be on the lookout for that.
Yes, definitely be on the lookout.
Is it The Way I Seen It or The Way I Seen It?
It's The Way I Seen It. Scene spelled like movie scene.
Yeah, like movie scenes.
I like scene.
Yeah, you know, Ron trying to be extra black, which I get, but it's a play on words. Like
I got it.
Anyway, this person, Robbie, Double Minority, he's another TikTok mutual of mine. He talks about a lot of black content, black movies. He always does the hot takes with all the gossip and celebrity gossip. I just actually, if you saw my review for B-Boy Blues, I had him on the channel for the first time yesterday. If you haven't seen the review for B-Boy Blues, even if you don't even care about it, go back and let it play on your phone. Hit the like button for the watch time. Support your boy. But yeah, so let's bring him on. Let him introduce himself.
Hey, I am Robbie, Double Minority. I'm on TikTok at Double Minority. I have a podcast. It's called The Double Minority Report, but child, we a little inconsistent. We trying to get that together. But in addition to that, I'm on YouTube. It's Double Minority on YouTube. And I'm also on Instagram and Twitter, Double Minority, but it's with 2 Y's. So check me out.
So yeah, check everybody out. The links for every.
I forgot to plug my podcast that I barely do.
You still ain't even post the episode with me and Frankie.
Yo, yeah, I'm going to do that tomorrow because I have.
You've been saying that for weeks.
I'm literally off. Like when I say that, I still be working. I'm literally off tomorrow.
Okay. We'll see. Right. Plug your podcast.
It's an unstandardized podcast where I talk to like a lot of your favorite black content creators about like how they got into their journey and just about being black and stuff like that and being black in a geek space.
There you
go. I got an episode with Mike. I got an episode with Mike and Frankie. I got an episode with Black Nerd Problems, Omar Holmson. I got a lot of good episodes. I got a lot of good content. So check me out.
Yeah, they have great conversations, and I love being on the other side of the table getting interviewed by Ron because he does ask some interesting questions.
Yeah.
So if you guys, I know he likes to do it live in person, but you should figure out a way to do it virtual. You should have these two on.
I was thinking about it. I've had a couple people that I want to do virtual with because they live far and COVID. So
Right.
But yeah, so anyway, like I said, we're gonna jump straight into Stranger Things season 4, volume 5. But real quick, I see people in the chat already. Hey, her real reviews. Hey, friend, how's it going? Abelwa, hi there. Hey, how's it going? Thandy, look, you got a fan already. Divinity.
Oh wow, you got a fan shout out before I got
I
one.
mean, too. Robbie got fans too. Like, look. So yeah, for those of you that are coming into the stream, if you could do me a favor, make sure you hit that like button. It'll help with the YouTube algorithm, getting this video out there, getting the channel out there, and letting people know where the live stream is happening. So anyway,
I'm feeling the all gay rhythm thing you do now.
Oh yeah,
that's popping.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it put. I'm getting it put.
I love that.
Yeah, you need to copyright that one too. Copyright everything.
Now you know how much money it costs for me to just copyright Safe Gayven? It was like $1,500. I don't got
Easy, honey.
15. And she gave me a discount on top of that. She was like, I'll do it for 15. I was like, dang. But I took
right now, it's still problem. Maybe you could get another discount.
Right. I'll be like, yo, if you don't give me a discount, it's homophobic. So
yeah.
But anyway, so we talk about season 3. So before we like really break down and get into the nitty gritty, I'm gonna start with you, Divinity, first. Give me your like initial thoughts of season 4.
Coming into season 4, I didn't really know what to expect and how they were going to balance like all of the cliffhangers they left us on, right? Like we had Hopper in Russia with the white Demogorgon or whatever that they had there, and then the storyline with Elle and them leaving their hometown. So I don't know, I didn't really know what to expect. So I guess my expectations were like very tempered. And I will say though, as a person who is a Harry Potter fan, like, you know, fuck the director and the writer and all that shit. The writer, not the director. But I did enjoy like that element of like, you know, kind of like fantasy Voldemort. I thought that was really fun, and I really liked I don't know, it kind of reminded me of like Freddy Krueger and Voldemort, and I thought it was pretty cool. I wasn't a big fan of Lucas's story. You know, I didn't really like him being like the traitor friend, but I guess, you know, they kind of turned it around. But I didn't like that. I was like, why couldn't it be one of the white kids?
Because yeah, anybody's gonna be a traitor.
Because like, you're just trying to say our boy ain't got no loyalty. I don't like that. But I don't know. I don't really have too many complaints. I thought it was cool. I thought, you know, they stepped up the horror element a little bit, gave us a lot of body horror with Vecna, which was cool. And yeah, I'm kind of excited to see where it goes. I don't really have any definitive thoughts yet because like we don't know how it's going to
we don't know how it's going to.
But so far, I'm impressed. I'm intrigued. It's nostalgic, and I think they really stepped that nostalgic up, giving us like that Freddy Krueger-esque kind of character or whatever. So yeah.
Robbie.
So I had made a video on TikTok, like slick calling out Netflix because we already know what has been going on with Netflix and them raising prices, saying they're gonna do ads and all this other kind of stuff. And I was like, they spent 30 million.
Get rid of password sharing, like
yeah. So I was like, y'all spent 30 million per episode on Stranger Things. I don't know if it was 30, but it was they spent a lot of money. And so when I saw it, I was like, oh, I get it. Like now I understand. I was like, because it was very much like I felt like I could have saw this in theaters and it was giving you movie quality. Like it didn't feel right that my shared password was paying for it. But at the same time, I really enjoyed this season. Like you had said, I do think between this season, I really enjoyed season 3 too, because after season 2, I was kind of off the show. And I remember I was like, I ain't got nothing else better to do. I was like cleaning up my house. I was like, let me watch season 3. I really enjoyed season 3. And I felt like there are some, now we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty. There are some gripes I have about season 4, but it's not to the extent. I felt like this is an amazing season, and they did a really good job. And as she was saying, the Freddy Krueger, I'm a big horror fan. Like, I'm super into horror, and I was like, baby, y'all got a Freddy Krueger. Like, even before I saw any spoilers, I was like, it's giving Freddy Krueger. And so when I saw Robert Englund, I was like, oh, they really taking it there and really hitting on the notes. And so I really enjoyed this season, and I'm excited to see what happens in the end. Like, I did enjoy the season. And as she was saying, with what's his name being the friend who was kind of a cop out, I was kind of feeling the same way. I ain't gonna lie. But Erica is my favorite character. Hands down.
You can't have America without Erica.
You can't have America without Erica. I love her, and it was like, well, if he got to do this, and for me to get more Erica, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it every time.
Ron,
they touched on some points that I like, but I never really I always had a problem with Lucas anyway. So like this season really didn't, like where he was really didn't do much for me. Like I didn't upset me that much, because he had already, been like kind of like, I don't want to call him the C word, but I don't really bang with Lucas like that in the first place. But the sci-fi horror really stepped his game up. Season 2 and 3 weren't really that good in my opinion. Like season 2 was okay. Season 3 was only good because of Erica. You can't have America without Erica. And we got a lot more Erica in this season, which was really dope. It always perplexes me how Lucas and Erica come from the same household.
The same. Yeah, I don't get it.
But I said that to one of my friends, and they were like, "Well, T and Tamara come from the same household, and they twins."
There you go.
Exactly, and they twins. So I guess it depends on your environment. I guess I don't know when I say your environment, because like I said, they're twins. But I guess the things you're exposed to and stuff like that. But I have a lot to say that I don't want to say just yet. So. But it was good. It's my favorite season so far.
Yeah, for me, like I said, this is my favorite season so far. You could definitely see where that $30 million went. And honestly, after watching this season, I was like, see now, because Netflix don't have more money than Disney. I'm like, why can't Disney do, like, if they're going to stick to like the 6-episode mark, why can't we have like 6 episodes as like an hour? Like every single episode was damn near 2+ hours. I'm like, we could do this for this Disney Plus show. And it didn't feel like that the time was worthless. Like every minute and all 2 hours of each episode was needed. And that's something I really appreciate. Like every single episode did not feel like filler, unlike something like a Disney show. Maybe like usually episode 3 always feels like a filler episode. And that's one thing that I really liked about this show. Like the writing on this show was strong. The acting on the show was strong. The effects. And talking about Lucas, yeah, I do wish, especially considering like they went the route of Lucas, having.
I got a whole Lucas rant.
Oh yeah, like another set of friends. Like I think it would have made more sense because it's realistic. Like because I grew up with, once upon a time I lived in South Jersey. I had a bunch of white friends, but then eventually, as I started getting older, I started like hanging out with my own, and it would have made sense if they had that same storyline happen to Lucas, especially with him playing basketball. Like even the other black basketball players seemed like they wasn't even really cool, even though they was on the same team. So like to me, that didn't really make sense, and that's kind of a problem I have when it comes to like. That's why you need to have black writers behind these shows and things like that. But overall, I still really enjoyed this season.
What's crazy is though, when Stranger Things first started, I didn't think Lucas was going to be like that. Like he had like one of those rebel flags on his head. He looked like one of the characters from the Warriors, that old 80s movie. You know what I mean? I thought he was going to be a blacker character when the show first started, and then he just kind of, shifted into whiteness.
And yeah, Dan, Lucas is still friends with them, but I still wish they would have did a little bit more with his character. Because even I think out of all of the characters, he's the one that got probably the least amount to do for the most part.
But not to spoil it, but I've seen clips of the second part of the season, and I think we're getting a lot more Lucas in a way that we would enjoy. So.
Look,
I didn't say it. I didn't say that.
She took her headphones right off.
Yeah.
I tuned it out because I didn't see.
I didn't say anything.
I didn't watch the trailer. So.
I just said we're gonna get more Lucas. That's all I said.
But also, I feel as though I grew up in a community like, well, all my friends were black, but we played Pokemon together. And I was like a diehard, like I'm a former Florida State champion. Like I used to play Pokemon trading cards, like for real.
Oh, you played the card game for real?
Yeah.
Right, I want you on my show now. Like you played, because I'm from the like, we had the card, but we didn't play the game.
Nationals,
I played the Game Boy. I didn't do the cards.
No, I've been to Nationals, Worlds, all that. So with my straight best friend though, he was a football player. And he played the game, but he only restricted it to us at the house. So like,
he didn't want to be seen playing it.
Yeah, he didn't want to be seen outside of like, especially as he got older.
Mm-hmm.
And even to this day, we played DC deck building. I was telling him about it. He's like, I don't know what that is, but there's a DC deck building game that me and his brothers and I still play. And he loves to play card games, but he's not going to take it outside of our safe space, I guess, or his safe space. Mm-hmm. And he's a firefighter now. So with Lucas, I kind of understood his character on that level when it came to the Dungeons and Dragons things. And I play Magic now, Magic the Gathering, which Wizards and they own Magic and they own Dungeons and Dragons right now. So with Vecna, for example, I already knew who Vecna was from playing Magic the Gathering. They just did a Dungeons and Dragons set, and I was like, "That's a Magic card." And it woke me up to the fact that like, oh, this stuff's been around for a long time, and these are characters in Dungeons and Dragons that Stranger Things has always pulled from.
Okay, yeah. But like you said, even though no, you go ahead.
I was gonna say I just want to be clear on my critique about Lucas's character, because I don't think there's a right or a wrong way to be a Black person. Whatever you're interested in is whatever you're interested in, and you should be able to fully fan out about that, like without your Blackness ever being brought into question. Like what is a right way to be a Black person? So like it's not that like he wasn't Black enough for me. It was that why he got to be the op. Like that was my like,
right.
Look, why I got to be Lucas? Like, you know, and of course, like, you know, like, I'm sorry, is your name Robbie? I don't want to get
yes.
Okay, like Robbie said, it did give us more of his younger sister, so I was happy with that. Mm-hmm. But just to clarify, like, I'm not, you know, I'm the last person to say that. Like, I think that, you know, people who are, and it's I don't even like that, like alternative things, because a lot of these things that are considered alternative for Black kids, like we invented that. Like, oh my God, you like rock and roll music? Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I like it? That's my history.
Yeah, Chuck Berry, Little Richard, like not Elvis.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's not like being just Black or whatever. It's just like the geek or nerd culture. It's like it was looked down upon or whatever, and like some people didn't feel safe. You know, Black people at least didn't feel safe being Black in that culture. And then it also took money to, like you said, you played Pokemon when you were younger. I guess your mother bought you Pokemon cards. I stole my Pokemon cards.
Oh no, but
that's way. You know what I mean? Like it's different. It takes it takes money and stuff. Like a lot of us did not have access to these things when we were younger. Even though we were into
it definitely takes money to be a nerd.
Yeah,
because even like what are we talking about now? Stranger Things. Unless you got a friend that has a password access, you got to have money to even watch it. Yeah. So like,
and I made a whole video about that, about how it is being a Black person in those type of spaces where when we were growing up, you saw all these white parents basically funding their child's hobby. And with us, it was kind of like if I had played any sport or anything, like my mom never, like when I won states and I beat all them kids and I won the championship, my mom left me there and I had to get a ride home. So like Black parents, not all, but that is still an experience that we have. Like when it comes to hobbies outside of what Black parents expect to be the norm, that's still an issue that we struggle with.
Especially if you're like a Black immigrant, like West Indians and Africans who come over here. It's like their parents are like, you have to work, you have to be a doctor, you have to be a lawyer. Like it's a certain mentality, and like any kind of thing outside the norm or anything that doesn't continue with your like becoming like some kind of like, you know, some kind of job, you know, some kind of career. It's not it. Yeah, and they don't believe in like arts, music, and stuff like that. Get a regular job.
Yeah. So and we could talk more about Lucas all day.
I
But
can talk about Lucas forever.
but let's talk about because it's fresh in my mind because I literally watched it before we started. The opening, like how the season started with you saw the more backstory with all the murders of like the kids, all the like the well not one but like 11 through whatever 10 9 8 7 6. How did y'all feel about how like the season opened?
Oof. I don't know. I think I suspected right away that it was like a red herring. Like I know she didn't do that. Like she didn't
Exactly.
do that.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. Nah, 11 didn't do that. Nah. I just like automatically I was like, okay, like who did it? Because I know it wasn't her.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Right now, my question is: when I was watching it, I was like, "Is this the first time we've seen this scene?" Like, I feel like it's art.
They restructured the scene that we saw already. They kind of altered it. You know, we saw something like that before.
I think we saw something similar, but not particularly this moment.
Also, I had a question.
Okay.
I didn't want to go back and watch the other seasons, but didn't we have like another number in season 3?
I think
it was like 7 or 8.
Yeah. So not all of them got bodied then.
And that was my question actually going into it, but because like when you get later into the season, and we're talking spoilers, so we're jumping around, whatever. But when we get later into the season and you find out that one is the one that killed all of the kids, but then I'm like, well, wait, what about the one we had a whole freaking episode with 11 meeting like 8 or whatever the other number is, and we didn't really see her in the
exactly.
Yeah, Sandy, yeah, it was 8. So thanks. But yeah, I'm like, we didn't even see her in the hospital or like they didn't even reference like, oh, somebody escapes. So I'm like,
well, y'all comic fans,
is that like a retcon?
I think they're gonna they are retconning. And I also have read that they are retconning the original season, the first couple seasons. They are retconning them.
Yeah, I felt like it was a ret. That's why I asked that question because I was like, is this a retcon? Like, I just didn't understand how we've gone 4 seasons and this has not come up. Like that's what was going through my mind. I was
but they kept showing us the same flashbacks to reinforce it. They're trying to retcon it in our head too. Like they showed us that flashback a million times this season.
Yeah, and I feel like, and let me ask you this since we're getting into it, because like I said, we are jumping around a little bit because my thoughts are like all over the place. But so there's a theory going around on the internet, which I'm like, it would make sense that the reason that 11 is so powerful, because we still don't know who 11's father is. We met 11's mother, but we never met 11's father. So there's a theory going around, which I'm like, it would make sense that 1 is actually her father.
Her father?
Yeah.
That's a Star Wars twist. And I kind of saw that too. Like when they were facing off against each other, it did kind of feel that way. Like a Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker face off.
Yo, you don't like it, Robbie?
I'm trying to look. I'm digesting it. You know, I don't be on the Reddit for Stranger Things and stuff like that. So,
and if he's her father, it's probably not her father by regular. It's probably
I could get it if it was like what you're saying. Right
well, no,
now.
I don't think he like fell in love with her or whatever.
Exactly, I'm saying
it was like
the way they had one.
Purposes.
Like the way they had one like kind of shut up, like snapped up, like whatever he was on, the chip in his head. Maybe he was extracting his DNA to create the other ones.
That's what I think. They took his DNA and injected it into the to his mother. I can't think of his mother's name or 11's mother's name, but injected into her and had a baby.
Yeah,
because they were both in the hospital around the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I get it would make sense because it can't be a coincidence that they're just as powerful together, and then we've never really seen who 11's father was, but they made a point to introduce 11's mother.
Yeah.
Divinity, what do you think? I saw you smiling at the.
Yeah, no, because I already knew about that one. I already knew about that theory.
Okay,
and I just was kind of sitting on it because, like, even if it's just a theory but happens to be true, it can kind of be a spoiler. Like, it makes it anticlimactic for people who don't want to theorize,
Right.
But like, yeah, I think that it's entirely possible. And I do like the idea of it being like from DNA versus like actual, just like, natural conception or whatever. So I don't know though. It's something about it that doesn't feel quite satisfying. So I hope that either the way they deliver it or they add more nuance to it to make it, if it comes out to be true, that they better kill it. Because like the revelation of who her father is needs to be a moment. You get what I'm saying? Like it can't just be like, Luke, I am your father. Like it can't be that.
But I mean, the movie has a lot of 80s tropes.
Yeah, I was just about to say it's a lot of nostalgia, and like
Yeah.
they have Freddy Krueger references. They even reference Freddy Krueger. So I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
it'll be a missed
Have you
opportunity
guys-
if
have you
it's
guys
not
seen what
like
Netflix posted today on their profile.
what they post.
They've made a billboard in LA that says "Protect Steve."
Okay,
Yeah,
all right. So
that's what I'm worried about. 'Cause if
okay,
they put
okay.
the- if
So
they put the hair on
I think they're
Steve's
saying
head-
that because Steve had such a great arc this season. Like, you know what I mean? Like season 1, I hated Steve. Season 2, I'm like, this is the first season where I'm like, yeah, I fuck with Steve. Yo.
So actually,
Like, you're not gonna make me fall in love with this character.
No, I like
exactly.
I like Steve
Bro.
since season 3. Season 3 is when I really started to
The
like
end of
Steve.
season 3. Say the end of season 3.
Yeah,
Right now, but
I mean, it's still season 3
y'all
though.
think Steve
Yeah.
actually making it out though? I don't.
But no, that's what I was gonna say. Let's get into it because
Somebody gotta die.
part of this live stream is predictions, and so I think I read somewhere from the Duffer Brothers that they said 5 people were going to die.
5.
5. And so my question for you is, who do you think is going to make it out? I think Steve's not going to make it. I think Eddie's. I think Eddie's going to die because I mean, a lot of people are starting to fall in love with him, and
Eddie's too obvious though.
Yeah, we just got introduced to him too.
Yeah, because they killed off what's his name, Billy, and he's like kind of a Billy archetype, I think. And I feel like if they do that again, it's going to be redundant because we had that character already in the last season, and they killed him. You know, with Sadie's brother. So it's like.
Well, actually, no. So I think it's either going to be it's between Steve and Nancy. I think Nancy because they're definitely kind of teasing. They're teasing that Steve might die, but I think Nancy might try to. Yeah.
Y'all think they just take out everybody in the underground? Everybody in the underground going down.
No,
that's what it sounded like.
Now, I don't think they're gonna kill Dustin. I don't think Dustin.
But Nancy is a prime because Nancy was stuck.
They all stuck.
Vecna had her.
Well, no, like they crossed over, but
Barbara.
remember Nancy.
Oh yeah, Nancy was
still baby.
And Vecna got a hold of her because
Vecna
she
said no
guilt
man
over Barbara. So
right, I think they're gonna take Nancy, and I think it's gonna be like one of those situations where it's like it's gonna almost be Steve, but then it's gonna be Nancy because she's gonna step in.
She's gonna sacrifice. Yeah, she's gonna sacrifice for her.
I don't know if I'm ready.
I mean, 11 can sacrifice herself at the end of that.
Ain't no. We're getting another season. Ain't no show.
You're right. He said this season. You're right.
11's gonna lose this season. Like, there's not gonna. Oh, sorry. People be dry. I live on Main Street, so it's always nice over here.
It's fine.
I agree with you saying.
But like, I think 11's gonna lose this season, and I feel like they're gonna end game us a little bit. Like they're gonna hurt us. They're gonna try to hurt us on purpose.
Yeah. That's what it's
because of that, I think Mike is gonna die.
Ooh.
I wouldn't mind
because that'll be true.
Because
that'd be a catalyst. That'd be a great catalyst.
Nothing against Finn Wolfhard, the actor, but I don't know. Mike is just especially this season, he's just like a douche.
Yeah.
And
are we gonna get into Mike?
Oh, no, I'm about to get into it right now. But
okay.
I want to get into Will. Will is going to top my list.
We're gonna do both. So it's gonna be a transition. So
Mike and Will, the same topic.
I think Mike dying, and I got my light. Hold on, let me bring him right here.
Oh Lord. Okay. Girl,
Will, Mike. So I think. So I think Mike dying will do things twofold. It's because I do think 11 is going to lose at the end of the season, but I think it's going to, it's a switch of the fridging the woman. You're going to fridge. I mean, you're not fridging a man. That's not a thing, but you're going to kill Mike to motivate 11. But then also on the flip side, because we know damn well Will has a crush on Mike. And if they don't come out and say Will is gay by the end of the season, I'm going to be pissed off, which actually shout out to the stream. Ron, this is for the first time in the live stream. I'm not the only gay person on the stream.
Oh,
wow. For the first time, Ron's the only straight one.
I'm a minority.
Yeah, he's the minority.
Oh, yeah. You a double minority on this stream.
Because usually I'm on with him and Fantastic Frankie, and I'll be the only gay person on the Black Gay Comic Geek channel.
Hear me out, though. Hear me out. I am kind of reading Will as also being ace and just like not growing up at the pace that everybody else is as well.
I can see that too, yeah.
Right, because like I'm A-row ace, and like I'm gray ace, A-row gray ace, but like I can kind of see that. Like my friends were like dating and doing all this stuff, and I was just like, what about fun? Like you guys don't. they're like, no, we're gonna go fuck. And I'm like, okay,
I mean,
okay, fine.
he could be asexual and homoromantic, because I definitely feel like
True.
Yeah,
he has feelings, because like
But I do think there's precedence for what you're saying. But I'm also saying like I think there's like two possibilities going on at the same time.
Because I'm like, what is that painting? There's a reason they haven't revealed what that painting was. So I'm thinking my thinking is something that's like, because you know Will was trapped in the Upside Down for so long, and it's probably something like, you know, because he was trying to talk to Mike, like, what if there's these feelings or whatever, and when they were at like on the rooftop or on a car or whatever, and I'm thinking it's probably something like, you know, thinking about you, Mike, was what got me through being in the Upside Down or some shit like that. And so I don't know, but like they better make Will some level quick.
Oh wait,
no, he is. Sorry. It's like, is it going to come out this season? You know, it's definitely like they wrote it in.
Yeah.
You can tell the way they're writing it. You know, the way he's like.
And I think they confirmed that it would be addressed in these last 2 episodes.
They did. Oh, people were asking.
I felt like I saw that somewhere,
but they kind of
theory. Sorry, because I have
go ahead. I have in my brain.
I saw a theory that said the reason why Will lasted so long in the Upside Down is because he was singing. Remember, he was singing like, "Should I stay or should I go now?" Like he was singing the song. That shit blew my mind. That blew, and that's really like a connective thread to this season. It's not.
Yeah.
I'm not taking credit for that. I cannot remember who said it, but I'm sure if you look it up on TikTok, that creator would like pop up. I didn't.
Well, I mean, if it was a white creator, take like do what they do. Take it like it
get around with it.
Yeah, it was you. Divinity said it for the first time here on the Black Gay Comic Geek channel.
No, I think they were BSC. I'm not gonna do that. No.
But I was kind of upset because I feel like I've always felt like Will was one of the, like, he's the Upside Down. He is the expert, and I felt kind of, you know, I was like, how y'all got these people in the Upside Down? Y'all dealing with the Upside Down, and Will's not there to like guide these people when he was trapped for however long he was in the Upside Down. I was kind of like, I felt like Will should have been more prominent. Maybe he will be in these last 2 episodes.
Maybe in part 2 we'll get like a clip of him in the Upside Down, like what he was doing to survive. That would be great.
Yeah,
like, they probably have to de-age him.
I definitely think Will's going to play a bigger role in Volume 2, and I think part of it also going back to people who I think are going to die. I think Jonathan might be on the chopping block too, because what has Jonathan done this season? What is he really for most of the seasons? What has he really done? Nothing. So like. And so I think that's another reason why Will is spending so much time with Mike.
I wouldn't mind Jonathan going before Steve. I wouldn't mind Jonathan can hit the dust before Steve. I like.
If I had to choose, I would choose Jonathan too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I'm like, nothing against the actor, nothing against the actor, but I'm like
him, like, you know, as an actor, but like, come on.
But you also got to think about the people in Russia too, because they said 5 people, so it could be
Murray. Or Winona.
Murray.
They're not because they already teased Hopper in last season. Like, so I don't think they're gonna.
So you don't think it's gonna be?
I had a theory about Hopper because he was wild this season.
They're not gonna kill Hopper, but no, it might be. It definitely might be Murray because I don't think Winona Ryder's gonna go either.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely gonna
upset me.
I think the Upside.
I like Murray.
I think the Upside Down gave Hopper superpowers, yo. Because there's no way this season, the way he was wild and like breaking off his own foot and hopping gates and doing shootouts and all this stuff. Like he was a superhero. He was Fast and Furious level, dog. Like, it was ridiculous.
Disrespect. Hopper needs to actually die for real. Disrespect.
Hopper was too tough. He was too tough this season. Like it didn't make no sense. He is tough, but it didn't make
doing like all them push-ups and exercising and stuff. You know, I feel like that's how they try to explain it. But I like their theory.
I don't think I would be sad about it. It's certain characters I'd be like, I would be sad to see them go. Hopper, not one.
I think if Nancy and Steve make it, Jonathan would die. I mean, they might all go because there's 5 people. We don't know who the 5.
I don't mind Jonathan.
They might pull a Game of Thrones red wedding and like.
I don't mind Jonathan dying, but I don't want him to die just to put Nancy and Steve back together. That's kind of whack, I think.
Yeah, because even them teasing like that they might be. I was like, I'm not here.
Don't kill them just to put these 2 characters.
Y'all think Max is safe?
Oh, a lot of people have been saying it's gonna be Max. I've seen that a lot.
That would be heartbreaking, and that's probably.
But I feel like they're gonna do it.
Because
we went through all of that to try to save her, only for her to still get gotten.
I would be upset upset if they took Max out the game.
That's good, right?
Hey,
Like Mike just said, Game of Thrones. They was bodying everybody.
You know who won't be upset? Kate Bush, because that song, she's already making money
Look,
in that song.
no,
so if Max died,
I'd be lying if I didn't say it was in my playlist.
if Max died, that song gonna go through the roof.
Listen, I was listening to that before we got on here. I was like, I was listening to it this morning. Somebody had it on TikTok. I was like, why would y'all remind me? That's a bop.
Yeah,
I
they did a lot this season to endear us to Max too. So like, if it was to happen,
and they usually do that. They usually build you up to tear you down.
Yeah,
I played it for my brother yesterday. He was like, "Yo, I never heard this, but this song's a bop."
Yeah, and it's funny because I like '80s pop, and I don't think I had heard it.
I like '80s music too, and I never.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I know she getting fat royalty checks right now.
Yeah, OD.
If this happens, I'm making like 40 TikTok videos about. I'm gonna be so pissed.
Oh, they better not do that.
And they better not do a kill your gays trope with regards to
no.
So Robin and Will better be safe. That's all I feel. Yeah.
Period.
Robin and Will.
Period. No. I don't want to hear.
Will gotta make it. Will gotta make it.
Robin and Will and both of them better get relationships.
Now can we talk about how
Will was this? How about Mike dies trying to protect Will?
Oh, because
I live for that. That's
but I feel like when the show first started, wasn't like Mike pretty much the main character? I mean, 11. Yeah, but
it was 11. It was 11 and Mike.
Yeah, 11 and Mike. So. But I don't think Mike is offering us much more anyway. So
I feel like for once Will, Mike is going to choose. He's going to choose Will over 11, and it's going to cause him to get hurt fatally.
Yeah, there was a part in the season that made me. There was a part in the season that made me hate Mike though. When he was talking to 11, like trying to cheer her up, and he was like, "You're a superhero though," and I felt like he said that because that's the only reason he really wants to date her, because he likes comic books so much. He likes fantasy world so much. The only reason he wants to be with 11 is because she has superpowers. And I was like, yo, you trash. You trash.
Yeah, I feel that because when they got to that, when they got
He's
to
like,
that
what are you bringing to the table?
Yeah.
But with Will, I feel like Will was a little weak this season. Like the stuff that 11 was going through, and it was like Will was sitting there and just watching it.
But maybe because he's jealous of her because he's in love with Mike.
It's hard to help somebody when you.
That's a man.
Yeah, that's how I took it.
Yeah, that's definitely how I took it too. Like I mean, obviously he was friends with 11 when it was just the two of them, but then seeing her all up on her man, he like, man, fuck 11.
Yeah, and he didn't have much time with 11 like the other kids, you know, like he was in Upside Down so long, you know.
That is true.
Yeah, that's true. But also at the same time, like, what, it's been a year since season, so they spent at least a year together as brother and sister.
Yeah, a year of him hating, festering.
I could see. Okay, so now you put it that way. I could see him hating a little bit, but it was still like it was a little cringy to me because I was like, stand up.
He not built like that.
Stand up.
You also got to remember this is the 80s, like, and if he is whether he's asexual, bisexual,
he definitely
whatever his sexuality is. Remember, like Tom B in the 80s, like even Robin touched on it before, like when she was like, no, like with Steve, it's like, yeah, if you like boobies, just tell the girl. And it's like, you got to remember, like if I tell the wrong girl, I'm a social pariah. I'm gonna lose everything.
Even Lucas and Mac's relationship, they did the whole last season. They had a whole thing about that. They were talking about racism. So
right,
yeah. So,
even though I don't like them together in the first place, but that's another story.
What do you guys think of the new character?
They're not together now, so
that's good. That's good.
What'd you say, Divinity?
So what do you guys think of the new character, Argyle, the guy with the long hair?
Oh, he's funny.
Oh, the stoner.
Yeah, I mean, he's solid.
He's funny, so I think because of that, he's not going to die. He's going to see. I think he's going to see Jonathan die, and we're going to have like a comedic moment or whatever.
There was a quote from the 11 actress about them being too many characters in the show too, like how we going to operate with this many characters.
Oh well, of course
the bodies are going to hit the floor.
Of course, you could say that when you the titular character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But like speaking of hatred, let's talk about this one character who I'm like, I wanted her to die. Hopefully she's on the chopping block. The cheerleader girl from that was bullying 11 in school.
She got hers though.
Nah, that wasn't good enough for me. When she got clocked, I wanted her to be dead, like full blood hemorrhage.
Oh, you know who we haven't talked about dying? The young zealous kid, her boyfriend. Wait, not her boyfriend. Oh my God, let me find his name.
Oh, you mean the white dude who was trying to
the
run
white
the
dude who like went into like the committee and he was like getting everybody riled up. Like we need to
brought up? I know exactly what
Oh,
you're
I
talking
don't want to
about.
spoil it, but what I
we
saw in the
forgot about
clips.
him.
Oh, white supremacist Bob. Like
Yes,
that's what he.
I didn't know his
Yo,
name.
it was so crazy because he kept giving these stirring speeches every 5 seconds. I'm like, what kind of teenager?
Okay.
What kind of clan member?
Did you say Martin?
I
No,
honestly
that's
would
that's
not-
exactly the vibes that is giving me.
I
Like,
got clan vibes, yeah. Especially when he had to
very
like go through the
radicalized.
witch hunt. The witch hunt. What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we standing here for? Let's follow
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna die for sure. That would. I mean, I'm hoping that he will. Sorry,
oh, no,
take it- take
I
it
definitely
back.
feel like he's on the chopping block. He's gonna
He got a
find
white
out.
hood in his closet.
Yeah, and his
I
parents.
honestly would not mind at all.
It's so funny because he's like, it was kind of like that pseudo kind of Christianity of like it's the devil and da da da. Like wait till you see that clock.
Yep.
Wait till you see that
Right.
clock.
And then you
He
saw
could
your
definitely see the clock
friend.
because he has guilt over his girlfriend dying. But
Mhm.
like, that's my question. Like with the whole Vecna thing, does he have to feed on guilt? Like,
It
can he
seems
get
like it.
somebody?
That's what it was giving.
So
Yeah, that's what it
does that
seems
make
like.
does that make all the characters who are guilt free safe?
That's what it seemed like.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Mm.
Cause but okay, so for the now, how did y'all feel about the black kid who had got taken all up and through there in the lake?
Oh, I like him as an actor. He's on BMF. He's dope.
I wish we got more of him before.
Yeah, because he can act.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't give us enough nuance about this character. Not to say I didn't care about him, but like, you know, I wasn't as emotionally invested in him as like some of the other characters.
And that's what I was saying.
We get a lot of time with him.
And that's what I was saying before. Like, I would have liked to have seen Lucas spend more time with like really the only other black character on the show besides his
Because
sister.
had that happened and then that happened to him, we would have been up in arms. We would have been like,
right.
Exactly. So
come
maybe it's
outside,
good that it
Becky, I
didn't
just want
happen.
to talk. We ain't gonna
There was one scene though where he pulled Lucas to the side, like, "You all right, bro?" Like, and he talked to him like that. You know what I mean? And like in our language, and I thought that was pretty cool. But Lucas doesn't talk like that, even though his sister does. You know what I mean? It's like. I got a lot to say about Lucas. I'm gonna wait though.
But you know his sister, like you could tell, even though we haven't really seen it. I don't know where these black people coming from, but Erica got nothing but black friends. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Where's that's what I gotta say. That's what I'm getting.
I mean,
to. Where's Lucas' black friends? Does Lucas avoid the black people in town?
I was gonna say she hang out with white people too, but like Erica got a bunch of black friends.
Like, yeah, I got white friends, but I enjoy spending. Like we talk about this all the time. Like I enjoy spending time with black people. I'm black. I enjoy spending time with people who are same culture as me. We never see Lucas with any black people ever. Like, except for when he's on a basketball team, where of course there's going to be black people.
And then even then, there was only like one other black person. There was only one other black person on that team. The rest,
I think it was two black guys on the team.
Well, he ain't get no lines, but the rest, most of the team was white.
Yeah, exactly. Because look where they are. They're in somewhere.
I mean, yeah, they're in a small town, but it's black people in small. There's black people everywhere. Like, there was black people.
And I would just love to see more of Lucas's family and like what does it take for them to exist in that town? You know, as a black family. You know, it makes me think of that show of the Wonder Years. You know what I mean? Existing at that time frame and being black. It's like they wanted to make it seem like, you know, these things don't exist, even though they did touch racism last season. Like a lot more will be happening to his family back then.
I do want to see more of Erica. Like I thought we were going to get more of her this season. And I will say though, like, because I love that, because they did say that for season 5 they're going to do a time skip. Because I don't believe not one bit, especially when Erica was just like, "Yeah, I'm only 13 or whatever." I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
No, she said 11. I'm
11.
pretty sure
11, whatever. I was like, that actress like 16, 17.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I follow her on Instagram. She is just such a darling. Like I'm rooting for her. I know she's gonna go far in the industry.
Yeah.
Or even with the rest of them, I'm talking about they freshmen in high school and they all like college age.
Yeah. It's hard to make, especially Mike. It's hard to make Mike.
And that's okay. So that's something I was thinking about, and it was a big criticism that kind of took me out the show. I don't think we've talked about this character, the one who was running their Dungeons and Dragons club. What was his name?
Chrissy, wake up.
Yeah, like that man was so old.
Oh yeah, but no, I'm glad they at least justified by saying he stayed back a couple times.
Yeah, they said he like got left back 3 years.
Yeah, he
said he got left back 3 years.
No,
And
he
it's the
said he got
80s.
left. Yeah.
That okay, well, yeah, maybe because I'm a high school teacher, so like I'm looking at this man like, boy, you ain't in high school.
But I think the actor is like 23, so I mean, it kind of makes sense because like if he got left.
Are we going to talk about the fact that he looks exactly like Robert Downey Jr.?
I didn't see it at first, but honestly, I started seeing some pictures and I was like,
exactly. It's ridiculous.
I got a point. Y'all got a
I
point.
mean, I could see that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like Eddie though. He's crazy.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I like. At first, I was like, "Why are we getting all these new like cut it out with the new characters?" But like, I've gone.
But
I have
it's
gone
life,
to like
you
Eddie.
know, like in
Mhm.
you would expect in like a natural progression of life, like you have new people
Right.
coming into the scene, you know.
Yeah, but from a television standpoint, there are a lot of because even think about the way the show went. Like the storyline I was least interested in was like the Will, Mike, Jonathan, and the Stoner storyline. Even the 11 storyline, I was interested-ish, but I was more interested in the Vecna stuff. I didn't really start to become invested in 11 things until it started to connect to Vecna.
Okay, so one character we haven't talked about is Dustin and his girlfriend.
Oh, she's
And that was like
Dusty Buns.
yeah.
That was
so
a fun. I enjoyed that aspect of
too.
season 3. I'm not gonna lie, I liked it.
Yeah.
And the way her whole family was set up, and like it was just like I can imagine people living like that, like in the 80s.
No, I thought that was cool to see more, more of that. And then Steve flirting with what was it, Steve? Oh no, it was the Stoner guy.
Yeah,
flirted with the sister.
Yeah, her sister was a whole 80s trope. She was like
she was goth.
Yeah, that whole 80s goth trope, like you've seen it in 1,000 films. So
she was like Wednesday, kind of like Wednesday from Addams Family.
I was thinking more of I can't think of the movie, but I'll tell you.
They better not touch a hair on Dustin's head. That's all I gotta say.
No, I don't think. I feel like Dustin's safe.
Not.
Out of all of them, I feel like Dustin is safe.
Dustin guilt-free too.
Dustin and 11.
Like if they touch Dusty, I'm turning it off. I'm like, I didn't even watch it.
Wait, you turn it off?
You turn it
off. I'm turning it off. I love Dusty. Like from season 1, Dustin was one of my favorite characters.
He's everybody's favorite.
He's just so endearing. Like he's just like a really charming character who's just like everything pops up on screen, you feel kind of giddy.
Dustin and Steve are pretty close, and that could be a catalyst though.
That could be.
That's what I'm saying.
Why. But I don't know. Like I said, it's either going to be Steve or Nancy. I don't think it's going to be both of them.
Well, they said that's why Steve can't die because of the bond between Dustin and Steve, but they might use that as a way to push
because of that bond, that's why he might.
Okay, here's how we're gonna find out who dies. How many bonds do we got? And then one of them gotta go. That's what's
But the thing is, though, if any one of these characters dies, I think Vecna could get any one of them then because they all feel guilty. So it opens the door for Vecna to get anybody, and I can see him getting one person and immediately getting another one.
You know what I don't get about like movies like this is there's no way I can be out camping, walking in the goddamn woods, and see a grandfather clock and not tell everybody immediately. How they just walk away and pretend like
But these are people who are depressed and going through things, and they think they're already.
And it's the 80s.
Going through things, okay? I ain't gonna tell somebody.
Baby, that clock.
If I'm sitting right here right now, we all in the podcast, and a grandfather clock appear in my kitchen, I'm gonna jump through this goddamn thing. Like, what is God made of that y'all can just see this and walk away?
But I feel like that's a trope. That's a trope in most movies and shows where it's like, if only y'all talked more, we'd solve all these issues by the
and that's how Max got saved by Lucas talking to her, you know.
True.
Yeah,
that is true as well. But in addition to
Nancy, had to break down
Nancy being Nancy Drew, which she slick is like, I was like, why y'all name that woman Nancy? Nancy Drew went to the goddamn psychiatric center and somehow found out that music helped. And
which speaking of, which goes to ask, like, which episode, if y'all remember, was your favorite episode? For me, it was 4.
Ooh, I can't remember.
Whichever was the episode when Max had got yoked up.
So that was episode 4. That was episode 4.
Same.
Okay, so it was 4.
I cried watching that scene. It was beautiful. As a person who does have like depression.
Exactly. Rugrats, you got to see Smithy family. Yeah.
It was a really good like allegory or a great illustration of what it feels like to be like one of those kids who are like, music saved my life. You know, where like you sit in those dark times and you got to put on your favorite music and just play that shit on repeat so you no longer feel like unaliving yourself. I was in tears watching that scene. It was so beautiful.
Yeah, as a person that went to school that got my degree in theater, my music was minor. You know, music, like no matter what my emotion is, I'm listening to music, like happy, sad, or depressed, going through a breakup, whatever. Like it doesn't matter. But
it's just something about someone who you've never met being able to articulate the feelings and emotions that you're having in the moment that makes you feel a lot less alone. And I feel like music really facilitates that. Yeah. Is he frozen? Do like this.
Who, me?
No, Michael.
Oh, okay.
I was like, yeah, I was like, what just happened?
Yeah, and the song choice was really, really good. And a lot of people were upset because it was on Pose.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of that too. And people were like, oh, they already did this song on Pose.
But they didn't play it 1,000 times, did they?
Yeah,
No.
but in addition to that, like Pose didn't have the same audience that Stranger Things has. Like you have to understand, like Stranger Things, their audience is like exponential compared to Pose. And it's not that Pose did not do it better, but you also have to understand like the audiences are different and the social impact is different because the shows are about two completely different things.
Yeah, and I mean, kind of like, I mean, going back to the music conversation, just like Stevie Wonder said, it's like music is a world within itself with a language we all understand, with an equal opportunity for all to sing, dance, and clap their hands. So, like, I like that, like, you know, that moment. Like, what's her favorite song? It's gonna get her out of the upside down.
Yeah.
What song?
So I was just about to ask.
I need to know.
So I was like, so what's your song that's gonna get you out of the upside down?
You asking me this?
Oh no, that's deep, bro.
Robbie, go first.
It might be Waterfalls, TLC.
Okay.
Or Black is Day, Lana Del Rey. One of the two.
You gonna have Vecna.
All right. So Ron, what's your song that's gonna get you out of?
Let me go last, please. I gotta think.
Okay, so we gonna go last. So Divinity, what's your song that's gonna get you out of the upside down?
Okay, so one song that brings me joy no matter how many times I listen to it is a song called Listomania by a band called Phoenix. I love that song. Like I heard it once at a job that I worked at and it just like hit me and I was like, I love this song. And I like because it was playing on the radio at the job, I never got the name of it. So is my mic on? Oh, because I'm like hearing an echo. Am I echoing on your end?
No, I hear an echo too. I don't know where it's coming from.
Is it me?
Yeah, I don't know where it's coming from. Yeah, it just started.
Okay. Yeah, so weird. But I lost the, like I tried to look it up by the lyrics. I never could find it. Years later, I made friends with this guy. Now we're like best friends. And he's like, oh, have you ever listened to this album? And I was like, no, send it to me. The second song on the album was the song. And I completely fucking freaked out. It's my favorite song. Basically, it's about this era in like music history where this guy was like a pianist and he was like the first person that people like fangirled over, called Listomania, because it's like the mania of this guy named List or whatever. And it's like all about fan culture, which is like, I'm a fangirl, so I love the song.
Awesome.
So I would say, you go. Well, no, because you said you wanted to go last, so I'll go.
Okay.
I would say for me, the song that would get me out of the upside down is a Janet Jackson song called All Night Don't Stop. It's on the album Demeter Joe. And so like that anytime I hear that song, I can't dance, but I'm just like, work it like you're working the pole.
Okay.
Like that'll be the song that will get me out of the upside down.
I love that.
Yeah, it's dope.
So Ron,
I know exactly what song you're talking about.
It's crazy because like I'm a hardcore hip hop fan. Like I love rap. That's what like gets me through it. But when I thought about like what you said, like what would get me out of it, like what makes me feel good, it's like cookout music. You know what I mean? Like being around my family and stuff like that. Black View, playing spades. Like I was talking with Mike earlier. So it's probably Before I Let Go.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I can't be
Actually, and
that's
so fitting. That is so fitting too.
Yeah.
Like if you're stuck in the upside down, it's like Before I Let Go.
Yeah, I cannot.
Now the classic version or the Beyonce look.
I love the classic version. I'll take the Beyonce version too. I'll take it has more beat in it, you know. But either one, yeah.
So I mean, or anything Janet Jackson, but that song in particular. So we're gonna throw it to the chat too. So y'all leave in the comments what song will get you out of the upside down as well.
I'm very curious, and I was supposed to do a video about Pyramids by Frank Ocean.
I don't know if that would be
my song, I love that whole album.
Anything by Janelle Monáe, Electric
Lady.
Oh
Yes.
All right.
Love Janelle Monáe.
So yeah, everybody said the echo stopped.
Oh, okay. I fixed it. I guess I hit my microphone and it like unplugged for a second. So that's my bad, y'all. Sorry about that.
Look, I was over here like, let me tune.
Yeah. First song though, I think when we get out of this live, I'm gonna have to listen to it. So
Oh, what? Which one?
Which
Let go.
one? Oh, Before I Let Go.
Before I Let
Yeah.
I want to check out because I know Before I Let Go, but I'm gonna check out what the song Divinity mentioned.
Litsomania. Litsomania. It's so hard to say.
I was like, you know how to spell it? Let me type it in the chat.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
Litsomania. Of course, I'm not surprised, Nicki Minaj, but
Here I am, Nikki. Come on, Barbs. Come on, Barbs. Make sure y'all follow me.
Oh yeah, the double Robbie's a barb too. So he talks about her mind.
25% of my TikTok content is about Nicki Minaj.
It's about Nicki Minaj.
Come on, Barb.
There we go. Yeah, Litsomania. Okay.
I'm surprised Bob's is still around. Like, didn't Megan take her whole fan base?
No. No. We're not.
You about to get him started.
Listen, you never say something like that about a Barb, okay?
We talking about Stranger Things
Megan.
tonight. You're not gonna get me started. Look, I set up.
You're probably gonna get Al mad in the chat too. Cause he like, nah, Megan, she ain't.
Megan got bars.
Megan do got bars.
I love Megan.
I love Megan.
Yeah, I like
and
Megan
I love
too.
Doja Cat. I like Doja Cat.
I like
too.
Doja. Yeah, so I'm not one of those bars that hate, like that don't like anybody else. I give them their flowers, but like we not gonna play with Nicki.
He downloaded Divinity, the Litsomania.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that next.
Cool.
It's
kind of like
I want to check that.
It's kind of
out.
reminiscent of the song that's played in the film or whatever. It kind of reminds me of like it's around that same era, that kind of sound or whatever. I think.
Yeah, because my favorite
although it
song
wasn't
is
made
the
that
one
long
this
ago,
song.
but it kind of has that same feel.
But maybe also Pyramids, Frank Ocean. That might be another. That's my second favorite song of all time. That might also take me out of it.
Yeah.
I love Pyramids.
What do you think Lucas's favorite song is?
It's giving Michael Jackson.
You think so? I don't even think so.
I don't even think so.
Y'all don't think? Okay, now
it's not.
I think Erica, Michael Jackson, maybe, but
yeah,
Lucas.
So what is your deal with Lucas?
It's the 80s, so maybe like Madonna's. Which, I don't even think he's cool enough for Madonna. Like, I don't
even think he's developed his taste in music yet.
Yeah,
that's what it's giving.
I don't even.
It's given. He don't even know what he like yet.
Yeah, he don't know who he is, and that's the whole plot of the scene. Like, that's his whole plot right now. He don't know who he is.
That's true.
And it's crazy that his sister has had so much less screen time, and we feel as though we understand who she is as a character better than we do him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that speaks a lot to how they've handled his character.
Yeah, but it's not like bad writing or anything. It makes sense that he would have an identity problem. So
that's true.
Yeah, no, it makes sense, especially considering like the environment that he grows up in, and then like
I think her real review said something like that in the comments or over there, was saying it makes sense that he would be like trying to find himself because of like he lives in a predominantly white neighborhood or whatever.
True.
I'm scrolling up to try to find it. I don't think I can see it.
It's like way at the top.
I mean, I see her reviews. It was so hard being a black geek. None of my black friends understood my Stephen King and Sailor Moon obsessions. And I mean, I feel that because like that's that whole conversation about what does it mean to be black? Like,
it's at 5:19 p.m. And actually, it was Big Kid AI who said that. I think it makes sense that Lucas.
Al.
Al. I said AI. Y'all, I'm canceled. Cancel me.
I mean, he could have used capital L.
Yeah, he could have used the capital. Yeah, I think it makes sense that Lucas would be the one to grow away from the friend group as a young black man with other interests. The other three main kids are one-dimensional. Damn, you think they one-dimensional? He said,
wow.
My gripe would be that he didn't find. Yeah, my gripe would be that he didn't find other black friends. But in a small town like this, I'm assuming the options are limited. So he did the best he could.
Going with the athletes.
I mean, I feel like Erica got black friends though.
Yeah, exactly.
It gives that.
I think that
Erica jumped double dutch. That's what I know.
Listen, if Erica was a part of the original,
and not even just like she don't start in the rope. She jumps in like
exactly. Erica,
we wouldn't be in the spot that we're at right now if Erica was in the OG friend group. Like. That's Erica would have handled a lot of things.
She wouldn't have been having it now.
Like black women do. Period.
Her song to get her out the upside down is Prince. Let's go crazy.
I feel like Erica is giving the black friend while Lucas is giving needs black friends. Right? Like Erica is. Erica's the black friend. Like when people are
Mhm.
like, oh, I got black friends. Like
I got black friends.
she's gathering people. She's like, you better take feedback from black women. Like that's what Erica's giving.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Lucas is like, I need black friends.
Or Lucas is the black friend that you say you have black friends with, but he doesn't say anything about racism.
Oh,
and I'm just like, hopefully, with the way this season is going, especially with them bringing Erica into like the D&D group, that she becomes more a part of the fold.
Yo,
she is a nerd.
That so much because
she's a nerd.
Like I'm playing D&D right now. I'm a grown ass man though. Like I feel like that's how I would have been playing D&D. Like the energy that Erica gives, like, oh y'all nerds, this that. Her loudness, like the energy she brings to the D&D game itself is like I feel like I bring that to the D&D game I play, and it's with all white people because I can't find a black D&D group. If y'all out there, I'm looking. If y'all out
there. He say he can't find black people to play D&D, but he won't have me and Frankie on for D&D.
The thing is, I'm playing D&D with these white people to learn how to be a DM so I can play with my black friends.
So you play with your black friends. Yeah, and and that's the crazy. I've loved Magic the Gathering.
I've never played
Magic
D&D.
the Gathering is based off of Dungeons and Dragons. Like they keep coming out with these sets based off of Dungeons and Dragons. It's a card game, and they play D&D at the card shop I go to. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, I've never done a campaign.
I would love to play D&D one day, Ron.
I think it's so amazing. I actually just got into like even spectating in the D&D world. Like there's this show on Amazon Prime called Vox Machina.
Legend of Vox. I love that show.
It's so good. I've watched it like 5 times already. And now I'm like, I need to know everything about it now.
It's dope. It's really fun, especially when you get in the character. Sometimes it can be scary.
Yeah, I reviewed Vox Machina, which check out the review if you have.
Oh, cool.
Plug.
He got a review for everything.
Not everything. I still got to do Umbrella Academy.
I remember I was playing Spider-Man. And he's like, "Oh, I got a review for that."
For the all gay rhythm, I'm trying to do this shit full time so I can quit my fucking job. But we ain't gonna talk about that trash ass job. But so I forgot what I was gonna say with my train of thought. Now everybody talking about Danity Kane. So Danity Kane. That was an era. 2005? That was an era in and of itself. Yeah, like the 90s and the early 2000s, in my opinion, was the last great era of music. Like there's still good.
There's great musicians.
There's still good stuff. There's still good stuff coming out now, but it's not like
banger after banger. You're right.
It's not banger after like the
radio. I don't look on early 2000s music is great.
The pop was good. It was pop and gangster rap. There was no in between.
I didn't like the ATL era, and y'all might cancel me for this. I did not like the ATL era.
The snapping and all that.
Like lean with it, rock with it, and the ATL.
No, but there was more than that.
More going on at that time.
Yeah, on the early 2000s, like
I'm just a music whore. I like everything.
Hop in the train at LAX with a dream in my car.
Yeah, but that was late 2000s. I'm saying like from like 2000, like Hot in Here from Nelly, and like when I look back on those songs, I'd be like,
so if somebody was like doing Stranger Things in like mid 2000s, the kids would be dying because the songs is whack. Is what you're saying?
Oh no, I heard a joke on TikTok, like it was like a meme, and it was like not me dying because my favorite song is a 16-second TikTok.
Oh, that's true. I do not know these TikTok songs.
But yeah, that's true. R&B songs in the rain, we don't have those. But also,
R&B is not.
I should let it burn. Was the last time we saw it. I should let it burn.
We don't really have R&B anymore, and it's sad. Like
R&B is not.
And then when you do start liking the R&B artists, they turn out to be trash. So.
Yeah, or they're like white R&B artists that try to delve in, like Sam Smith or Adele.
Yeah,
but like
that's not R&B. That's pop.
Adele not R&B.
Yeah, it's pop.
That's pop. That ain't R&B.
I
think that they just sing in a soulful way, so it's like
people think it's R&B.
Yeah, that's pop. And don't get me wrong, I love both of them, but it's pop. But like I'm a music whore. I just love music for the sake of music, so I don't really have.
Yeah, they're not doing it. But
I
also
listen
you have
to everything, like from like heavy metal to.
And I think I made a TikTok about this. Like in the 90s, the R&B girls were running the charts. Like
R&B songs, Whitney Houston.
Yeah, like Whitney, Tony,
Deborah Cox, Tony Braxton,
TLC,
Brandy, Monica.
Yeah, they were running the charts. And nowadays, R&B artists, they're not it's not.
Some
They
of them
don't
are good.
get
They're
the
just not
same-
big like that. Like I like Kaylani. I like Janae. It's a couple of them, you know.
Yeah, but
they're
I'm
not
saying
as
like
big-
if a
they're
lot
not-
of these
they're
girls,
not huge superstars.
right? So one example I give, I say if Chloe and Holly came out in the '90s, they would have
They'd be
been
big as hell.
dominating.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's in the fact that they're so talented and they're so great,
Mhm.
and the fact that they're not dominating now just shows like how the shift in music and what people, the general masses, want to hear and want to listen to.
Mhm.
I think that R&B is not appreciated in the way it was in the 90s.
Mhm.
I think it's a reflection of the time too, though. Like I think right now, and especially if you're catering to the present generation, like Gen Z, dude, they're not really like worried about falling in love and shit like that. Like they tend to gravitate towards music that either encourages them or helps them unpack the trauma of what it means to just inherit the world that they're getting, you know, that's being left behind for them. Right. Like that song, I Miss the Rage went off the fucking charts. Why? Think about it. Like it's catering to the present generation that are angry, like they're fucking mad. So it's like they're not gonna be resonating with like, you know, Brandy talking about whole hands and stuff. They're like, let's burn this motherfucker down.
That is true. I can vouch for that because I have a whole teenager and she doesn't listen to R&B.
But artists also can sample these same artists from the 90s.
No, they do. You know, like
and put a spin on
sampling
it.
Janet Jackson songs. Like
Mulatto got that song. Mulatto has a song with Mariah Carey.
Yeah,
banger,
like
a banger. Like I think
big
the
Lotto,
fusion. They love the fusion, but just it by itself, I feel like it's not resonating with them.
They're not in high school like pawning over each other like every fifth, like you know, and love every other week with a different.
And honestly, it's a
like
shame
what's his name?
They don't have the privilege.
What's his name? I can't think. Jack Harlow. He didn't even know Brandy and Ray J were brother and sister. Like, what kind of shit is that?
But that sample,
like
but listen, that sample carried that song. But again, also you're appealing to millennials, like people who grew up with this music. Because Mulatto, I would never listen to that song. But when
again,
I'm like, oh, this Mariah.
That speaks to the time because a lot of us millennials, the best days, and I hate to say it, is they feel like they're kind of behind us than before us. So we gravitate towards that nostalgia, and that's why we have the fusion of like the bad bitch or the angry person, and then like the cookout. And the like old millennial auntie coming together, and that is what music is reflecting today.
Which speaking of, hold on, let me address. Cause Jessica, what do you do? This is my best friend. What are you talking about? Let's not start. What are you talking about? What I say? I don't know
they said they didn't need you to start with them comparisons and bringing up them
I don't know what she's talking about, but yeah, she tried to call me out, and she rude because I be trying to get her on the channel. My own best friend don't want to come on the channel. Anyway,
Jessica shy, yo.
But anyway, yeah, we way off topic.
Well, not really, because you know, music is a big part of this season.
Yeah, it is.
It is, and like you know, the kids being able to relate to the music of that time is what's saving their life right now. So
yeah, and did you also see the article?
Look at that.
Did you also see the article about
the way I see
Winona Ryder getting them together about like making sure that it was accurate, historically accurate to the 80s because she grew up at that time.
She's an 80s star.
Yeah, she's an 80s
star. She was like they were trying to put this music. And this was not the music at the time. And so I think that the accuracy of making sure that, and I think that also appeals to a lot of older viewers, because a lot of people with that Kate Bush song, a lot of people were upset that people were liking this song and it was getting this resurgence. And they were like,
they liked it
oh, we've been on Kate Bush and like y'all just finding out about
gatekeeping.
Cool.
Yeah. It's about a new audience discovering it. Why can't the new audience discover Kate Bush? I never heard of Kate Bush.
I will never understand that mindset to gatekeep. It's like if you love something so much, wouldn't you want more people to know about it?
Especially pop music.
I know Kate Bush ain't mad about it because she at the top of the chart.
Yeah, there is a thing about like, I guess not even gatekeeping, just saying you was on it first. You know, even if you're not, you know, gatekeeping, like, oh, I was up on that first. Like I've been a J. Cole fan since his first mixtape. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say don't listen to him, but I just want you to know that I'm a day one fan.
I'm a day one fan. Yeah, that makes sense. But like, but they some people have really been pushing it like to the point where it's kind of like calm down.
And her reviews, I promise I'm going to get on Umbrella. I'm off for the next week. So I got plenty of time to binge watch and catch up on a lot of shows and reviews that I've missed. So Umbrella Academy is definitely going to be next on the list. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, I hate the chokehold that show has me in. But yeah, I watched that within like the first 14 hours.
Yeah, because I got a screener for it the week I was in LA, so I ain't had time. Like they sent it to me the day of the day of the Thor premiere. So I'm like, ain't nobody got time.
I mean,
I'm
I don't.
busy in
I mean, I
book.
got it early, but nobody has time. Oh, okay.
Whatever. Don't be a I'm booked. But anyway, I don't even know where to go from here. Let's talk about the music.
I mean, we could talk about final thoughts and expectations for the
next
finale tonight.
Yeah,
What are your predictions for these last 2 episodes? And then last 2 episodes. What do you expect?
We know somebody gonna die.
We know at least 5 people gonna die. But how do you think it's gonna like how do you
Is it really 5?
I mean, that's what they said. So it could be like, so for all we know, it might not be 5 main characters. It could be like, I don't know, one of the fucking Demogorgons.
But since it's like the show has like an 80s vibe, I'm already thinking like it, you know, how like it, you know, the stuff happened to them, and then we know we're getting a time skip, so years later they get back. So I think Vecna's going to pretty much win. Like you said, so like the end game status.
Yeah.
And then the next official season will be them, you know, coming back to defeat him because he came back, you know. And then I think that it'd be stupid if 11 could be Vecna, because he's not only has that level of power, he has that power with training. Like he's been doing this for a long time. Even if she's crazy powerful, there's no training.
She's not gonna win.
She ain't been in the gym. She just started getting in the gym.
She just started getting her powers back too.
And it sucks too because they're putting so much pressure on her. Damn.
You can save the world. You can save the world. You can do this. You can do that.
That girl, she's trying to save herself from a bully.
She was trying to have a normal childhood. Yeah.
Vecna gonna hit her with the
you know, they always say like the resident superhero or whatever the case may be, and you know that's our secret weapon, and it's like, what y'all gonna do?
Yeah, I'm like, Vecna gonna hit her with the Captain America line. Like I could do this all day.
Especially in his domain, which they're probably gonna have to go to face him. So
yeah,
definitely into music. The fact that I heard their new stuff and heard 90s, I was hype. I'm like, let's get back to this in the skating rink.
Oh my god!
I just got me
said 90s. The fact that the show is 80s. That means the time skip is going to be the 90s. It's going to be lit.
Oh, that's gonna be
yeah.
Oh,
it's going to be lit.
They better do our boy Lucas right.
Now that's an era.
That's an era.
You better have
the shoe game better be on point.
You better have Lucas. Lucas better be another Dwayne Wade from a different world.
Wow.
He already kind of got the high top. So
yeah. The show has to be 90s.
People was criticizing him for that. They was like, "Oh, there was no high tops in 1985," and I was like, "Oh."
I mean, there were like House Party came out in the 80s, and played.
Well, it was 1990. You know, I did a video on it. It was 1990, but they shot it.
It was 89.
Yeah, I thought it was like 89.
I thought it was 89.
The movie came out in 1990, but they were shooting it in the 80s.
89. Yeah.
Okay, so he still had the hair in the 80s. So
yeah,
but yeah. Again, who you think is you think the Mind Flayer is going to show up? Because we haven't seen the Mind Flayer.
That's another thing I wanted to bring up.
See the Mind Flayer. I think
they said the Mind Flayer. They said the Mind Flayer is controlling everything. So like,
yeah, but he's the boss, so you probably won't see him. If you see him, it's gonna be like an end
maybe until season 5.
Right.
I think they're saying season 5.
I don't know. I just feel like they downplay Will's importance. Because I feel like from the beginning,
but I almost feel like it's on purpose. I feel like these last 2 episodes we're gonna get to see a lot of Will. I think that's my prediction.
Okay.
A lot of Will and a lot of Lucas.
because I don't feel like this show actually has a writing problem. Since I've been watching it, like I haven't had a lot of gripes of like, why did they do that or why didn't they do that? It's been like, oh shit, like that's literally been my, every time something happened, that's me.
I think 11 will win, but then after the time jump, we'll get to see the official big bad of the Upside Down.
I think. Well, they said it's the Mind Flayer, right? Like,
they said the Mind Flayer is the one that's controlling all of the Upside Down.
But I think they didn't even get like how the Upside Down even exists. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I have questions about that too. Like where, the origins of the mind. But I don't know. Sometimes when
Vecna created the Upside Down, that will make sense to me. But that's not what it is.
No. But I'm like, but sometimes when you get too much into like origins, it kind of like puts a little bit of salt on the wound or whatever. Not because like even I think about like Avatar when they like explain like Avatar. Even though I like the episode, but kind of like. I didn't really like the whole Avatar wand situation because I'm like, it didn't make sense for the world and like how the lion turtle gave them all the power, but yet they said like the badger mole taught them how to earthbend, and like I was like, it didn't make sense.
So it was just like, I just want to know this is the way it is.
Yeah, just say this the way it is, and we don't got.
That's how I am about Star Wars. I don't need to know how the Force started and how people.
That's what actually.
That's me with Wi-Fi.
But no, I don't even see how to.
I don't know how it works, bitch. Just turn it on. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
But no, I would like to see like early Jedi, like
Yeah,
maybe like how the Jedi Order started, not necessarily
exactly. Hopefully that's the next movie,
Yeah.
a prequel, or nothing to do with the Skywalkers. I don't
nothing to do
care.
with that. Like that was
Well, the next big project is going to be Andor, and that shit looks beautiful. I went to the Star Wars Celebration. They showed the preview of Andor, whatever, and I think that the prequel to the Rogue One, which is like one of the best Star Wars movies.
I think it's the best.
They also announced the yeah, it is the best. They also
I think it's
I was being nice.
Look.
I
tell
like
people all the time.
because you know how the Star Wars fans like to dox people. I was like one of the best. One of the best.
They also announced that Reva's getting a spin-off as well.
In my opinion.
You said Reva's getting a series?
No, They also announced that Reva's getting a spin-off.
I love that for her.
I was just hoping she would just get a comic. That would have been enough for me. But a series is like, you made my day just now.
Yeah,
she made my fucking day. We didn't get a chance to talk about that.
I'm a Reva apologist. Period.
No, there's no apology needed. Reva's the hero of the show. The Jedi suck. The Imperials suck. Like Reva was against both of them, so she's the hero in my eyes.
I never watched like the cartoons.
Jedi's still babies, yo.
But the Jedi is giving Democrats to me. I don't know.
But white Democrats though, like you know what I mean? Like,
right? No, that's what I'm saying. The Jedi. I'm like,
yeah.
I ain't never watched none of that stuff. I'm like.
Yeah, as much as people revere Yoda, it's like Yoda's a failure. Like,
yeah. The Jedi
don't do
bad.
Yoda. Now, hold
Jedi
on.
bad. They're just not as bad as the Empire.
Hold on now.
So when Reva popped up, it was like, fuck y'all and fuck y'all. I was like, yo, I love this character.
Yeah, I'm gonna be cosplaying as her soon.
I'm not the only. I can send you a link of where I saw that Reva's getting.
I was gonna cosplay Reva too.
Let's do it.
What is that? This is an out of show observance, but the characters who didn't have bigger parts this season didn't so press. What?
Didn't get a lot of press.
Didn't get press.
I mean, yeah, I definitely feel like Will, Mike, and Jonathan are going to play a bigger role in the season because Jonathan's going to die, Mike's going to die to push Jonathan and to push Will and 11. So I feel like there was a reason for that. And yeah,
y'all really think they're going to take Mike out the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly think my prediction is that because he's been choosing 11 over his friendship with Will is going to get caught up in some bullshit, and Mike is going to go to rescue him, which is going to result in him dying, which is going to result in 11 doing her thing to get like her powers up and going, and she's going to give it her best, but she's not going to fucking win. And then more people are going to die, and she's going to be in that time skip. We're going to see her probably like in the worst depression. And like living with the guilt of not being able to save everybody, and maybe that's when we'll have the other ones that come in. If that wasn't retconned, like then we can like go for the big. It's gonna be like their version of Endgame.
The crazy thing about all of this,
you should have went for the head. It's gonna be that.
Yeah, the crazy thing about all of this is like the first season is all about Will. Like Mike is like. He has to get Will. He has to get Will. And now
I mean, the second season kind of too, because he still had parts of the upside. The mind
like he was cared so much about Will, and then when it was over, it's like whatever.
I just want Will to be more about that action. I just need Will to
He's
like
not about that life.
Like I said, he's not built that way. We love him, but I think from the very beginning, his character has always been a very like timid, sensitive child.
Yeah, you also got to think like Will been through trauma, like
exactly.
Yeah,
he's been in the upside down for like.
But trauma can turn you into like
Yeah,
for a fact. It can make you.
It can turn you into a warrior. So maybe one day.
Yeah.
Maybe something in him is gonna snap.
Yeah, we'll see him in the gym.
I was surprised that Steve was getting it in the way he was. Like when he was beating up the bats, and he was.
Yeah, he bit off. He bit off one of the.
I'm not saying Steve is soft, but he's not tough like that.
Nah, I think okay, but you got to think about Steve in the earlier seasons though. Like he was a mean guy. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he was not.
But he wasn't a bully. He was like a mean,
he wasn't a bully
guy.
Yeah.
But I feel like that it was already in him, and like being in that fight or flight situation.
Yeah, it was fight or flight.
He doing.
But that was cool though to see him get it on those demo bats. Like,
I was like, his shirt is off.
When he bit his head off, I was like, nah, I don't know if I go that far.
You would if you.
Baby, he's trying to live. Come on now.
You never been at war. You would.
Okay, like I taste like chicken.
I mean, they can start a fun. They need to eat something.
Not the Disney bags taste like chicken. Look,
I got like a roti here. Shit's probably cold because I've been doing it. Because I ordered. I was trying to eat it right before we went live, but it showed up
shrimp
like
chicken.
right. It showed up like right when it came.
Shrimp or chicken.
It's chicken. I don't eat shellfish.
Oh, you did say that, yeah.
Are you allergic?
No, I'm not allergic.
He's
I had bad sushi. No, shut the fuck up. I had bad sushi one time that like made my like I had food poisoning. So ever since then, like
Well,
I
what
can't.
does sushi got to do
I
with
mean, not
shellfish?
sushi. Sorry, shrimp. I had bad shrimp one time, and it was like I can't do it.
Yeah.
Wow, you are really missing out. I hate this.
And then I became a vegetarian for 7 years, and so I stopped. But I was like, I'm gonna just eat chicken, fish, and turkey.
And you went back to chicken instead of shrimp and crab.
Yeah, crab and fish, shrimp. Those are like the bottom feeders of the ocean.
And I'm gonna
And
eat
what
it.
chicken?
And
And what are chicken?
Indian, African American, and it's all in your culture.
I'm not downplaying.
It's all in your culture.
I'm not downplaying people that eat it. I'm just not eating it. Eat what you want.
Not you
No, I
said the
definitely
bottom
do.
feeders.
I was a vegan. I was a vegan for like 4.5 years. I was a vegetarian for like six years.
Just like
So I'm like, I pay my dues. I'm eating whatever the hell I want. Okay, I saved the planet for like 10 years.
As
Leave me
much
alone.
as he like to feed on bottoms, I don't.
don't play with your own pussy. Don't play with mine.
Not you judging the shrimp and the crab.
Don't call me like that.
Yo, that's crazy. I say that at work. Like, there's people who don't eat shellfish. I'm a fireman. We cook all together. We eat all together. And there's people at work who say, I don't eat shellfish. I'm like, you're allergic? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, do you eat ass?
Right.
Yeah. All right, then. You can eat it.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll survive.
Yeah.
I'm a pescatarian, so that's probably why I'm giving you a lot.
Yeah.
So that's basically the same thing as being me being a pole. What is it? What is it called? I don't even know what it's called.
I don't know either.
A person that just eat chicken.
Yeah, you don't eat beef. Yeah.
A chicken-tarian.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. A chicken terry. Like,
It's probably like polk. What they call it? Poultry. It's something there.
Yeah, but polk, and it's pollo in Spanish. It's probably post something.
Something.
A poultry terry.
Post something.
Anyway, somebody look it up and tell me in the chat. But anyway, like, dang, not they canceling it. Mike gotta go. Mike is canceled. What? Y'all can't. First of all, it's still Pride Month, so y'all can't talk to me like that. Otherwise, it's homophobic.
Oh, baby, you got 3 hours.
Wow, it's 3. We gonna.
Baby, I gotta post
Actually, not
about
the Vinny's on the West Coast, so I got
That's
more than 3
right.
hours.
Yeah,
right.
it is. I gotta post this video.
Oh
about
my god!
Moonlight.
If they kill these queer characters after the
That's
day
what I'm
after
saying.
Pride,
Robin
come
and
outside
Will
Netflix.
better
I
be
just
safe.
want to talk.
Oh yeah, they can't touch Robin and they can't touch Will.
Yeah, Robin and Will better be safe. If they die, I'm sending Netflix.
If they die, it's
email. I'm
homophobic.
sending them an email, and I'm gonna be like, "Yo, what's going on?"
It could be Max, yo. I really don't want it to, but
I feel like they're gonna
No,
take
they
Max,
did not take us
dude.
up all of.
No, they probably did.
Polio-tarian. They did not take us all up and through out there with Max. It can't be Max either. I'm putting Max on my list too.
But nah, I
Just
feel like
those two.
I feel like it would make sense though, because we think because of all that, we think she's safe now.
yeah, and now we care about her.
They gonna
Not to
take
say I
her.
didn't
How
care
y'all
about
gonna
her
feel if they
before,
take
but now I
Lucas?
really care about that character.
They're gonna take her from us.
I feel like it's gonna be Lucas.
Nah. They killed somebody black. I'm
They
not
already
watching
killed. I was
this
just
no
about to say they
No.
already killed one black person.
This
They're
is
not
dumb.
gonna-
I'm right in the
You see, they
nastiest
not-
article.
They have
The
reached
nastiest
they have
articles.
reached their quota. They have reached their quota. They can't kill no more.
They
Absolutely
cannot.
not.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They gonna take Max. I'm telling
So,
like I feel like-
Erica and Lucas,
Safe.
you safe.
Immediately, they're safe.
safe.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they saved. So y'all not gonna do this on not Max.
Max, I'll say maybe.
But
And
think
did
about
you like
I
Max
feel
this
like-
much
I feel
before
like-
this season, though?
Yeah, no, I didn't really care for her.
Exactly. They did it
I
on
feel like
purpose.
if anything,
got
I like
us.
Max.
They didn't got us
before
emotionally
this
invested.
season,
Exactly.
I like the Kanye song.
They didn't got us emotionally invested.
What?
but
No,
I'm saying, did you like? I'm saying, did you like her? Did you like her before this?
No,
season?
I did. I did like her. I feel like I could relate to her a lot. Like
Yeah,
growing
I
up
like
in an
that.
environment that was unhealthy and filled with domestic violence and stuff. That was my life, you know, and being like an angry kid because you feel stuck and you have no options of, you know, other than to kind of just disconnect within your own mind to get away, you know, and having an older brother who wasn't even worried about her, wasn't protecting her. And by the time they got a relationship, it was too late. Like her story is it's good.
Very solid.
It's good. And if they kill this character, they gonna have people definitely watching like season 5 to figure out what the fuck you gonna do now.
Yeah,
you know,
they,
like
they had me in shambles when back to York time. I said, "Oh, I'm not about to watch this no more. Y'all gotta get my
No.
sister out of here."
I was really
that
intense,
baby done been
man.
through
Like,
too
yeah,
much.
Yeah.
And
She
still
done wrote them
dealing with
letters.
Like I said, Robin and Will better be said. They'll kill Robin and say they still have LGBTQ character with Will, but then they won't have Will come out because even the actors were like, "Oh, it's 2022. Why do we got to label a character's sexuality?" I'm like, first of all, the show takes place in the 80s, and then second of all, y'all have no problem labeling Robin as a lesbian. So why is it when Will it's a problem? Like that doesn't make no sense to me.
I just think it's them trying to misdirect the audience. To be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah. I don't think they're like that. Like you said, I think they're just trying to throw us off, and it's all going to actually happen.
Yep.
So
we about to get in gamed. I hope y'all ready.
Yeah, but
I got brownies. I got brownies, and I got ice cream ready because I'm gonna be sad.
No, I need to hold on. Let me grab it real quick just in case.
Yeah, we should have threw a watch party.
In case. Even though I'll be getting paranoid and I can't do it, but I might need it. I got my edibles.
Oh God!
Not the.
But I might.
We're gonna need something.
We should have did a watch party, Mike.
I do feel like it's gonna be an emotional, and I think going back to that, I think Max, out of all the characters dying, Max dying will have the biggest emotional impact.
Yes.
At this moment, yes.
At this moment, yes.
It would devastate fans.
I think,
but my sis was already in Fear Street. How many times y'all gonna take her through?
That's
exactly why. That's
why y'all gonna let this young actress.
It's so sad. It's so sad. Yeah.
Let her live. Let her.
And I feel like that's the feeling is that we all feel like she deserves to be happy at this point.
Yeah.
And if they are going the end game route, they're going to hurt us on purpose. Like
and what we know about horror movies, don't get attacked. And if a character like, especially if like you feel like characters are about to get together or you feel like they're safe,
I will hold a vigil. Do you understand?
They take it away.
Like
right, but with in-game, you knew they were coming back. Like you knew that they wasn't gone.
Who knows?
Yeah.
So,
and I didn't ever like Tony Stark, so I didn't care. I didn't give it either way.
Oh yeah, Tony Stark. If he was still alive, I'd be like, Tony got to go to jail. But
yeah, look,
anyway,
that's what redeemed him.
Nah, him saving the world ain't redeem him. That's just
the universe.
I'm a Tony apologist. I think that the thing about Tony is that people regard him as a hero, and that's where you're wrong. He's not a hero. Tony's no better than
I don't
Loki.
think he's a hero.
And I feel like people are like, they hold him to the higher standard than most of all of the other Avengers. And like, I mean, have you watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Not Falcon and the Winter Soldier. What is it called? The Winter Soldier. That movie is all about Captain America being the one who's making all of the mistakes. And nobody ever talks about that. Like,
because he's the golden boy.
Exactly. Because it's easier to be the poster boy than it is to be the man who's actually learning from his mistakes and making progress. Yeah. And that's why people don't like Tony Stark, because it's a reflection of holding space for yourself when you make mistakes. People don't like it when you say you're sorry and keep moving on with your life with all of your swag and all of your, they want you to cry on the internet and be like, I don't think that apology was sincere because you're still hot and you're still charismatic and you still have fun and you're not sorry because of that. And it's like, exactly, they want you to be miserable. And I feel like I love Tony Stark because of that.
Yeah, I love Cap because he's the rider. I don't care what Bucky did, he was riding. That's how I am. Period. Loyal.
Yeah,
Bucky, my man.
Right. Those who needed to know knew. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, and I told Michael this too. I said the biggest trick Disney ever pulled was making not us, but making people think that Iron Man was like an A-list superhero. Like I keep telling him this.
Nah, people knew. They knew.
I loved Iron Man as a kid, though. But
Iron Man was never on my radar.
Everybody knew Iron Man. Like they couldn't even sell the rights to Iron Man when they tried to, because then
Iron Man.
He had the action figures, yo. That's why I loved him. Like he had water suit, a magma suit, space suit.
No,
as a kid, I loved Iron Man. I had toys.
He was never on my list.
You never watched the animated series as a kid?
Yeah,
I watched Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, X-Men.
You ain't see it.
Yeah, I watched the Iron Man animated series, the Hulk animated series, Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four.
No. But they were not up there with the greats.
He wasn't.
He wasn't, but it was still good. Yeah. I don't think Mike will die at all. I definitely think 11 will die. 11? Nah, you can't have a show without 11.
The only way 11 could die is if somebody else get powers.
Yeah, 11 will die by the end, and not Mike, because Mike is.
I wouldn't mind 11 dying at the end of season 5. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, at the end. Like
Yeah.
sacrifice.
I mean, at this
Yeah.
point though, does Mike really keep the group together? Because Mike is
No,
off.
he's not.
Yeah,
Mike
off.
is he's having main character syndrome at this moment.
That's what
Like
I'm saying. He
he's
used to
just
be
walking
the
through
main.
life like it's a movie. Like I
Yeah.
got the girlfriend, I got the, I had to move or displace myself. Like Mike is living it up right now. He needs to be knocked down
Yeah,
a
he
few
does.
notches.
Like when he was telling Lucas, "Yo, F your basketball game, man."
Like who are
So
you?
you said
just
the
got
Exactly,
here.
exactly.
Her
Eddie,
review said the
Max,
counselor,
Murray.
Eddie, Jonathan, Max, and Murray are the 5 that will die. Okay.
Take Max out. Listen, I want to hear Max. I want to hear
Robbie
it.
don't want to
Listen,
accept it.
I'm
He don't wanna
gonna
accept
check
it.
on
I
you.
don't want to hear it.
I'm about to add you on TikTok. I'm gonna check on you after the show. I'm gonna check on you.
Yes,
I'ma
make
check
sure
on
you add me.
We're gonna have to send you. We're gonna have to send you a care package.
Yeah.
So let me ask y'all.
Look, 'cause
Shout out
I
to
would
friends
do a
who
lot
check
of
on people in
reaction
general,
shit.
though.
It's giving Daenerys, baby. When I tell you I was inconsolable about Daenerys, I was like,
same. They did her dirty. Do you
I
understand?
was.
But that was bad
inconsolable.
writing in general, though. So
Yeah,
Her
that
real
was.
reviews.
It
We're
was.
about to end it a little bit, but
Look,
'cause
I just followed you. I got you.
she said I gotta
Okay.
I gotta get the kids to bed. So if you guys leave before I'm back, have a good night, everyone, and don't get got by the upside down.
Okay.
Thanks for joining. But yeah, what I was gonna say.
Hands.
So what I was gonna say, because I'm starting to get hungry anyway. But what I was gonna ask, so are you guys staying up to 3 o'clock to watch it, or?
I'm
staying
setting
up
an
midnight.
alarm. I'm gonna wake up.
Not me. I got kids. I'm tired.
Oh yeah, I'm a teacher. My kids come during the year, so I ain't got nothing to worry about.
I have a cat, and I'm gonna be up.
Divinity is preaching, so tune in. You got fans up in here, Divinity. But that's pretty much all I got for. I think we touched on pretty much most of everything. So I mean, if the jock died, I think the jock's gonna die, but I don't consider when they say 5 people are gonna die.
No, that is no.
He's
He's part of
like
5. No,
main characters.
no, that don't mean main character.
You just say that
As long as Max is not on there.
That's exactly what you just say because Max not on the list.
Look, when Max
Listen,
make
it's
it, I'm
gonna
about
be
to make a
it's
video.
gonna be
I'm
Max,
tagging all y'all.
Nancy, Murray, Jonathan, and Will.
Nah, Will's not gonna. I'm gonna be like Robbie.
Oh, not Will. I'm sorry,
No,
Mike.
Mike.
I meant
Mike,
Mike, not Will.
Mike, okay.
Mike.
I was about to say, wait a minute. I'm gonna have to fly to LA right now.
I'm gonna write down my names and put the time so I can be like, did I lie? Did I lie?
How long do you think the time skip will be? Will they be in college or even maybe past that?
I mean, I think it'll be a college because the kids are college age.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, college makes sense.
So yeah, it'll be college. So with that said, thank you guys for joining the stream. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. Follow all these people. If you have, I'm gonna put their social medias in the description box below. And one more time before we all go, Divinity, tell the people where they can find you. You have the floor.
This is my list.
I was like, we can't see. Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Listen, okay, screenshot that, y'all.
Put it back up.
This on Instagram.
Yeah, hit a screenshot.
Screenshot that, y'all.
See how right you are later.
All right. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram at officially divinity, as it is here on the screen. Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
You are, well, I love having you on, and not being the only queer person on the Black Gay Comic Geek channel. I'm living for it. Anyway, look, Ron, don't roll your eyes. I see you. Robbie, tell the people where they can find you.
You guys can find me at TikTok. The username is Double Minority. It's all one word. I know I put a space here, but TikTok Double Minority. I'm also on YouTube. It's either Double Minority or The Double Minority. And then on Twitter and Instagram, it's Double Minority, all one word with 2 Y's. Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter because I'm trying to migrate my following. Everybody follow me on TikTok, but I'm trying to switch it up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially after that,
Especially
after that FCC ruling that came out today.
Yeah, come on now.
But yeah, don't nobody care where they can find Ron, so I ain't getting. Let me stop.
Oh,
Ron, plug
You can
yourself.
find me at You Don't Read Comics. Please visit youdon'treadcomics.com. That's where I put all my reviews, editorials, where I write about comics. If you like reading stuff. And my podcast is at and Understand That Ice Podcast. Follow me wherever you listen to podcasts. And Understand That Ice Podcast.
And you always gonna find him every time I go live for the next. We still gotta talk about The Boys once the season
I
finale.
want to talk about Star Wars.
The Boys.
Yeah, we got because what has the season finale aired yet?
oh, I love
No.
The Boys.
No, okay,
Not yet.
all right.
No, we seen it.
Because I'm like, I don't even know.
I watched it.
You
I
watched
got
it?
Amazon streaming.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I forgot you did say you saw it because you got the Paper Girls too.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I saw the whole season.
We getting fed tonight. The Boys, RuPaul, Stranger
Everything.
Things.
You know what's so funny? I said earlier today, I was like, I know that I should be more depressed, but the nerd part of my brain is being so stimulated that I can't access the full extent of like my anxiety and depression. It's like what a time to be alive sometimes, you know?
Yeah, I've said a lot of times, like like being a Black queer nerd, you get like stimulation, and sometimes you even watching these shows, you got to compartmentalize them sometimes in a certain way. It was like you're watching as your Black side, you're watching with your just regular nerd side, but then you're watching with your gay side. So it's like, yeah.
And P-Valley too. I don't know if P-Valley come out later, but P-Valley tomorrow too.
I still need to watch that. But shout out to Jessica for the $20 super chat. Thanks so much. Since y'all are about to go, I'm broke, but I support my folks. Well, thank you so much. Even if you haven't left the super, if you go back, if you want to leave a super chat, even though we're about to end, there's a feature called a super sticker where you could do to support the channel. It doesn't have to be a live stream or anything like that. If you want, it's not expected, but it's appreciated because, like I said, we all content creators, and I especially want to go full time on here. So yeah, but with that said, check out the other videos on my channel. You already know where to find me because you're on my live stream. So check out my review for B-Boy Blues. Umbrella Academy's coming soon. I already did The Boys because I saw the whole season, but I will be going again live to talk the full season once the season finale airs. And yeah, I still got to talk the season finale of Obi-Wan and all that other stuff. So make sure you hit the bell notification button, hit the like button and all that stuff. And we are out. Peace.
Bye.